Hello, this is part 2 for Bear Mountain. I am at the second manhole, and then it runs southish to the third manhole. And I am about 53 feet to that manhole. And as you can tell, this is it. So this SDR, and then we run into this manhole. I kind of go underwater, and it does take a left turn, and I cannot push it further through the turn just because of the large pipe. And then it heads to, I was told, underneath the grass going back east and to the other complex. That is concrete we're looking at. Yeah, I can't push it any further. So a little bit of a low spot within the manhole trough, basically like a canyon, if you will, in the concrete. As I pull back though, the drain clears up. So again, SDR we're looking at, I believe it's an 8-inch drain if I'm not mistaken. No lines join with this, it's just a straight shot. So right here, I kind of took a look at it. The little indentation on the right side, I don't believe that's a crack. I believe it's a coupling. It's a short piece that got glued together. It's what I think. I'm gonna go all the way out, and then I'm gonna push back in, take another look at it in a second, just to get a good view of all this. We just want to kind of go back and forth a little bit. No standing water in this drain, so no low spots. This manhole I'm operating out of is not a clean out, it's a traditional manhole. So there is like on the end of part 1, it kind of shows the bottom of the drain on the left side. I'll flip the camera. And then right here, this is actually my pipe. I'm using what was called a guide tube in here. So when I kind of pull out, I just want to note there are a little bit of roots, but they're not growing in the drain. They're growing in the manhole outside of the drain. They're not in the line yet, but eventually, I can't rotor-rooter it, is what I'm trying to say. But you can see it here. A couple of roots hanging down, and that's because they're growing from outside the manhole into the manhole around the drain. Rotor-rootering will not get that, so we want to take a look at this probably in about a year or so, and if they get to the point where they start to go down the drain, then we can rotor-rooter it. We can also potentially pour something called a Root-X down the line to stun the growth of the roots. That might help with it, but right now that is not a problem, but we do want to keep an eye on that in the future. So my distance is a little off, so it's about 50 feet from this drain to the next one. Very little paper. That paper will get flushed out when enough water's ran. It's just kind of got stuck there. So there's no bellies involved with this drain right here. The only thing I want to look at is that little section I said with the coupling. A crack for an SDR, which is the type of material this drain is, typically is pretty obvious. And it looks, I'm gonna say it's a coupling for now, and then maybe in the future when we do some work with jetting, we might want to just take a camera down there just to double check in the future. Obviously, if nothing progresses over time, then it is a fitting instead of a crack. It's hard to tell, but I'm not too worried about it at this time. And then right here is that manhole. I cannot pop the manhole because there's a lock on it that's typically a Allen key, a large Allen key, and it is completely stripped. So I'm not sure how we would want to get that off if we wanted to actually take a look at it. We might want to need to call the city or whoever installed the cleanouts. I could also ask my boss to see if there's another way, but it is locked. So, all right, so as of now, the second portion of the drain looks to be good. We want to keep an eye on the roots. Make sure they don't grow more. If they do, we can rotor-rooter it. At this time, we can't rotor-rooter it because it's not in the drain. It's outside of the drain in the manhole. The coupling piece, we'll take another look at it in a few years, make sure it's not a crack. If it is, it's very minor for now, but I don't think it is. And then obviously part 1 video addressed the low spots with some of that sewage built up. I spoke to Helen in the unit, I forgot his name, but this is the unit I'm parked in front of, and spoke to him. He's on the board. This is my guide tube I'm just pulling out of. Here's the manhole. Kind of hard to see with the daylight. All right, I'll have somebody take another look at this to see if I missed anything. But other than that, if you have any other questions, give Garvin Sewer Service a call.